Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Zelos Swordfish 40mm stainless steel. This watch is available for order tomorrow, November the 10th at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and the launch price is $299. This watch is available in 8 different colorways, 2 of which are full lume, bezel, and dial. This one is one of the full lume options, and we'll check out the lume towards the end of the video here. So as I mentioned, this is the sky blue colorway. Some of the upgrades over the previous 40mm stainless steel swordfish is that this has female end links as opposed to male end links. It does have this tool-less quick adjustable clasp. This looks very similar to the Omega Seamaster clasp. So you have 2 dual pushers here. And then on the inside here, you can see where it says push. So you can push this and then it will adjust the micro adjustment here. I measured it to be about 11 millimeters worth of micro adjust. So I think that's more than enough. And when it's fully extended, it still looks like part of the bracelet there, so it's not too odd looking. So quick release, solid end links, solid links. And these are sized using screw pins, so nice and easy to size. There's the screw head there. I had to remove 4 links per side. I have a 6.5 inch wrist, so I would say you could probably go up to 8.5 inch wrist size without issue, maybe even more if you had the quick adjust all the way out. This version also does have a sapphire bezel insert. I don't know if that's a pro or a con versus the ceramic bezel insert. Obviously, you can have a full lume bezel insert using sapphire versus ceramic. I'm wearing the previous swordfish on my wrist today. So take a quick look at both of these side by side. You can see here again the male end links versus the female end links. This has a ceramic bezel insert. This is the mother of pearl dial. Now let's close this one back up, and then I'll show you the 2 clasps side by side. So I like the look of this one with the dual pushers versus having the safety clasp. The safety clasp, adds a little more security to it, but I think the dual pushers are just fine for my use. So you can see this has micro adjust. A typical micro adjust doesn't have a quick release or quick adjustment, quick tool-less adjustment. But the case shapes appear to be exactly the same. So kind of a evolutionary change versus revolutionary, which is fine because I really like these watches. They're a great size for my 6.5 inch wrist. So this has a Seiko NH35 movement with a custom date wheel. That date wheel is not lumed. The case is a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces. It's mostly brushed, you can see here. But the top of the case here is polished. The inside chamfered corner there is polished. And then the top of the crown guards are polished as well. This is a signed screw down crown. The watch is rated to 200 meters of water resistance. So as I mentioned, solid end links, solid links, quick release, screw pins, and then the tool-less micro adjust, which is Omega style. So let's talk about the dimensions. Even though it does have these female end links, it does not fully articulate down, but it's pretty close to fully articulating all the way down. So I measured from the tip to tip here at 46, and then the case itself I measured at 45.5. The diameter, as you would expect, is 40 millimeter, 12.4 thick, which is fairly thin considering it has a Seiko NH35 movement and is rated 200 to 200 meters water resistance. 20 millimeter lug width, and it does taper down to 18. And then with this clasp, the thickness increases back out to 21.4. And the thickness in this dimension is 7.6 millimeter, which is actually thinner than the Omega clasp, which I measured at 7.8. I'll do another video comparing this to the Speedmaster. And 6.5 millimeter signed screw down crown. And size for my 6.5 inch wrist, I weighed it at 155 grams. So again, the updates for this version over the previous version are the quick adjust clasp and then the female end links. I'll put both of these on wrist here and show you so you can decide for yourself if you like the male or female end links. And then lastly, again, the sapphire bezel insert versus ceramic. So let me put this one back on wrist, and then I'll show you the new one. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and it really does help me out. I like the way that the bracelet kind of plays with the light too. And the bracelet again is a mix of brushed and polished surfaces. Well, this is the previous version, but I'll show you on the new one as well. So brushed on top, polished on the chamfer, and then brushed on the sides. So let's set this one off to the side. So here's the bracelet again. I would say the bracelet's pretty much exactly the same except for that female versus male portion there. So brushed on the top, polish on that chamfered edge, and then brushed on the sides. So yes, I have a 6.5 inch wrist with a 52 millimeter wristband, and lug to lug is very nice and compact on this at 45.5. Let's zoom in and look at the dial. I forgot to mention that this is a sandwich dial, which means that the dial is cut out and the dial is cut out where the indices are at, and then you can see the lume popping through. This has a lot of lume, which we'll look at here in a moment. Really like this color combination. This blue looks very nice with the white. And I don't think I've ever seen another watch with this color blue for the dial and the bezel. Unique style all of its own. Take a quick look at the case back too since we're here. So all of these Zelos watches are limited editions. Okay, let's set it up and take a look at the lume. Well, obviously the Swordfish is on the left here, and my SKX 009 is on the right. Full lume dials are very fun. They're very cool, but for me it's always easier to tell time on a typical watch face here, dive watch, which is on the right, represented by the SKX. I would say, I know it's hard to tell, but I would say that the lume is a little bit brighter on the SKX, but the full lume dial is very cool looking. Well, that will conclude this video. As always, thank you for your time and thank you for watching.